How's it going, guys? My name is Ludi, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a hearing test on you guys. So I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to break this test down into 3 parts. So we're going to be testing kind of wet versus dry sounds, and then we're going to do rough versus smooth sounds, and then finally kind of more of a high-pitched versus a low-pitched sound. But first I want to start by just kind of calibrating. So I'm going to check really quick with the light brush. This should be your right ear. And this should be your left ear. Right ear. And left ear. Now that might have been kind of difficult to tell because the brushing kind of attacks the entire mic. But let's try again with just my voice. This should be your right ear, and this should be your left. Right. Left. And this is what both will sound like at the same time. So, and you can hear kind of alright if I go, this is kind of going to sound like it should be behind you. And then this is right in front of you. But we're going to mostly be focusing on rights versus lefts, okay? So first we're going to start off with the wet versus dry. And right here I just have kind of a towel here, so just so you have a reference. That's what the wet sounds like. And then the dry. Right, so similar, but hopefully different enough that you can distinguish them, right? So, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to tell you, right, I'm going to need you to close your eyes in a second here, but I'm not going to tell you if I'm going to be coming from the right or the left or with the wet or the dry. So what I need you to do for me is close your eyes now, and when I make a sound, I need you to tell me right or left and wet or dry. Okay? Alright, are you ready? Alright. Right, good. is the dry. On the left, good. Ready? Yes, still a dry on the right now, this time, good. See if we can make some other sounds with it. Good, that's still on the right side. Yep, that's on the left now. Yep. On the right, good. And that is the wet one again. Very good. See if we can make any sort of brushing sounds. No, not really. Good. Yep, that is actually both of them. And on both sides. Good. Now they're both on the right, good. Excuse me. Now they're both on the left, good. Yeah, maybe a little more difficult. That was right in front of you. Okay, you can open up your eyes now. Yeah, so that was just two rags. That was just two rags. And I actually think I like kind of the dry sounds a little better. Because you can get a little bit more diversity. Because you can kind of do like rubbing sounds, or kind of a brushing sound, and then kind of a scrunch sound as well. Whereas the wet one kind of is just kind of it's just a squish. Okay, let's move on to the next phase. Okay, next we're going to move into a high-pitched versus a low-pitched. A high-pitched versus a low-pitched. High versus low. So, and I'm not sure if I showed you the items before we started the last phase, but in this phase I'm not going to show you, and you can try and take a guess when we get to the end of the phase on what you think the items are. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that is the high pitched. On the left ear, good. That is now on the right ear, good. Right ear again, good. Left ear, good. Right ear, good. Good. That sound might give you a little bit more of a clue as to what it is. Some texture to it. Good, that's on the right side. Still the high pitched, yeah. Good, that is the low pitch, and that's on the right side. Good, the low pitch on the right side again. You know what that sound kind of reminds me of? That was on the left side, good. If you get it in the right cadence. Kind of reminds me of stipple, 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 stipple. Good, that's on the left. Good, that's on the right. A little bit of a different sound. Good, on the right still. Still low pitch. On the right side, still low pitch. Yeah, that one was a little tricky. Back to the high pitch on the left side. Good. That's the high pitch on the right side. Good. High pitched, yeah. You need to hear it one more time, okay? That one was in front of you, so that was a little tricky. Okay. Yep, that is both. Let's see. Good, that's the low pitch. On the right side, good. Left side, still the low pitch, good. Yep, that's the low pitch in front. Now, do you want to try and take a guess as to what those items are? Yeah, you can do the low pitch first. Did you guess a candle? Probably not. Check this guy out. Slay. There's actually some. Sticky sounds from the adhesive of the sticker on the bottom. From the sticker. Sticker on the bottom. Okay, and for the high pitch item, this one's probably a little easier to guess. You're right, it was a bottle. When I said it would be easier to tell when I did these sounds, it's because you can kind of tell that the sound is coming from not right next to it and is kind of traveling through that bottle there. Kind of hard to make good glass sounds sometimes because you can't hold it too much, otherwise it doesn't ping the way you want it. Okay. Good, and we can move on to the last phase now. If you're ready, you can open your eyes again. Well, I hope you were already opening your eyes if you saw what those other items were. Yeah, okay. Ready for the next stuff? Okay, so this is the last phase, and we're doing rough versus smooth. Okay, you can close your eyes now. Yes, that is the rough, good. In the left ear, good. Still the rough, yes, in the right ear. I think you might have a hard time guessing this one with the variety of sounds. Okay, and good, yes, that was the rough again on the left side this time. Okay, ready? That is the smooth, good. But that is on the right side. On the right side. Okay, and is the rough on the left. Good. Good. Ready? Good, that is still the rough on the right. Rough on the right. Rough on the left. Good. Okay, ready? Good. There's the smooth on the left. Smooth on the left. Good, that is the smooth on the right. Smooth on the right. You think you're ready to guess? Okay, you can open your eyes. Which one do you think you want to guess first? I think I've given you a little bit more volume, pun intended, on the rough item, if you want to give that a guess first. Yep. Okay, ready? Did you guess Birkenstock? Right, Birkenstock. I wouldn't think so. What would probably throw you off is the rubber kind of on the end here, and then the cork that's kind of flaying off the end almost makes it sound like kind of a wet sound. Even though it's very dry. Can you guys hear the similarities? Okay, and the smooth sound. This one is like, it's not that crazy of an item, but it's kind of hard to guess, I feel like. Cardboard. Close. It is wood. Just wood. It's actually a card holder box. That's pretty cool. My cousins actually gave it out as video. I hope you are doing something for your physical or mental health.